Hello dear friends, welcome back to Spiritism and the Media here on Kardec Radio. This week I'm bringing a study from the book Workers of the Life Eternal by André Luiz and Francisco Cândido Xavier. I'm going to bring some information that we have on chapter 2. The chapter is called In the Sanctuary of Blessings. The Sanctuary of Blessing is a place where the spirits that are coming here on earth, they go to in order to prepare themselves to their missions here on planet Earth. So in this chapter, André Luiz is there and he's telling us what happens in this place. In this place, they receive some messages from high elevated spirits, from spirits who live in colonies above nosso lar, in other spheres. So we can imagine that in order to receive those messages, they need to be in an environment with high vibrations, in an environment with love. And one of the topics that they talk here is about words, because they're talking about the importance of the words that we use in order for us to prepare ourselves to, in this case, for them to prepare to come to missions here on earth. And we can also apply for us to prepare ourselves to all the missions, to all the tasks that we have in our daily lives. So that's why I brought this chapter for us. I'm not going to read all the chapter, just some topics that we have here. So first, I'm reading here when the instructor Cornélio is giving the instructions to André Luiz and to all the other workers who are there, and he says, "We must choose and order our words carefully so as to create an environment that is favorable for the service intended. What is said creates the environment and has a defining role in the success or failure of a mission." So here he's advising them that they need to be aware of the words they are going to use, especially in that place, before they prepare themselves to come here to planet Earth. Because imagine, they are in nosso lar, is a colony above planet Earth. It is a colony in a place more peaceful, happier than the one that we have here on our planet. So the mission, when they come here for a mission, they bring those feelings here with them, because they need to be ready, they need to be strong enough to face all the difficulties they are going to face here, and also to fulfill the missions and the tasks that they're going to fulfill here. So in order to prepare their environment, he's saying here that they need to maintain the words elevated, because by maintaining the words elevated, they're also maintaining and creating this environment around them. And he says here, "Moreover, many centuries ago a prophet proclaimed that timely advice is like a golden apple in a silver basket. Therefore, if we are truly interested in spiritual evolution, a precise understanding of time is our inalienable duty. We must value time and put each item and situation in its proper place so that the Word, the divine power, may act as the Father's co-worker in our actions." So see how important the Word is. He's saying here that the Word is the divine power. We already saw that in a previous show here on the Spiritism and the Media, when he said that we see in the Gospel according to John, that John says in the beginning was the Word, and so he was talking about how, like in the beginning, it was this divine power that created everything that we have around us. So the divine power and the Word is very powerful. So the word we use, we can use it as a divine power. We can use it to co-create the environment and the world around us. And he goes further and say here, so he's talking about this, how they need to maintain the words elevated, and he gives an example here. He says, "It is regrettable that down on earth such limited attention is paid to the power of words, which are currently so highly corrupted among humans." So he's saying that here on earth, we don't use the words the way we should. And he says, Our brothers and sisters in humanity are unaware of the fact that their words create living images that develop in the mental soil onto which they are cast, thereby producing good or bad consequences according to their origin. So we do create that, even though we cannot see. At least if someone is an ostensive medium, some of them, they can actually see this environment that is created with the words that we say, but many of us, all of us, we do not see that, but many times you can feel, many times we can see in the environment, depending on the talk that we are having, depending on what people are speaking about. If we had a lot of gossip, in the last show we talked about gossip, and we know that if you go to a place where everybody is gossiping, that environment seems heavy. So we can see, we can feel how we create this environment around us depending on the words that we talk, that we speak. And he's also saying here that half of people's time is spent uselessly on idle and inappropriate conversations. So we waste half of the time that we have with useless conversation. Imagine that in our whole life, if we live 70, 80 years, how much time we spent or we can spend talking, speaking, having the conversations. And he's saying here that we spend half of that time wasting our time with bad conversations, with bad words. That's really a lot. And just to finish, there's a very good example that they give here. And he says that in order for them to prepare themselves, so because he's saying here that, so in this place, in this sanctuary of blessing, they need to prepare to come here to planet Earth. So they need to maintain this high elevated place, this vibration very high. So in order to do that, they need to say good words, elevated words, and to help them in this task, they have vibration meters. And he's saying here, vibration meters were installed which indicated the nature of the words that were being used. And since they installed these devices, these vibration meters, he's saying, from then on, it was very easy for us to identify infractors and to bar them from entering the chamber of enlightenment where we say our prayers. So imagine if they are in a colony, in a more elevated place than where we are, they needed to install those devices so they could identify the spirits, the persons who were using those bad words, and prohibit them from entering the chamber where they do the prayers. Imagine here we are in a lower place. So here that in a place where we talk much more times those bad words. So for us, those vibration meter would be perfect. Imagine if we could have them in every place we go, at home, at work, at the Spirit centers as well, and all the institutions that we visit. If we could have that, our life would be so much better, because we would have an alarm that would tell us, okay, we're not saying good words, it's time for you to change, or otherwise, if you do not change, just leave this place, so the vibration will keep elevated. Unfortunately, we don't have that, so it's still work that we need to do ourselves. We need to try to improve ourselves in our daily lives, and I think those lessons and what we really learned with Spiritism really help us a lot with that task. So just to finish here our show today, I'm going to open the book Happy Life so we can finish with some words from Joana de Angelis. So Happy Life number 17. Constant revolt unbalances the mind, body, and soul. It is not the flesh that is weak, but rather the spirit that remains rebellious. Control your energies. Do not let them undo you. Revolt is toxic and expels poisons that disgust everyone. The rebellious person inspires neither friendship nor compassion. Be calm always. The solution that has not yet arrived is on its way. Thank you so much for your company. May God be with all of us, and I see you next week.